Broadly speaking, our proposed baseline level, what we have called level 0, is the closest to normality that we think we can safely get to without more effective treatments for COVID or a vaccine against COVID. And remember, we are hopeful for both of these developments in the months ahead. Level 0 is broadly comparable to the position we reached in August when the virus was very suppressed in Scotland, but still a threat. At this level, we would be able to meet indoors with 8 people from 3 households, and most businesses would be open, albeit with safety measures in place. Level 1 sees slightly more restrictions. For example, indoor household meetings would reduce to 6 people from 2 households, but there would still be a reasonable degree of normality overall. And I would describe that as broadly similar to the situation we were at in Scotland around mid-September, as cases started to rise again, but prevalence was still fairly low. Now, getting back to level 1 and then to level 0 and being able to stay there is what we are aiming for this side of better treatment or a vaccine. However, levels 2 and 3 are intended to apply at times such as now, when transmission is higher and rising. Level 2 entails restrictions broadly similar to those currently in place just now outside the central belt, so limitations on hospitality and no gatherings inside people's homes. And level 3 is broadly similar to the tougher restrictions which currently apply across the central belt, with much of hospitality being closed completely. There are, however, some key differences. For example, we envisage restaurants being able to open at least partially in level 3. Levels 2 and 3 are intended to apply, if necessary, for relatively short periods of time to bring transmission down and under control. And finally, level 4, the highest level, which of course we would not use unless absolutely necessary, would apply when transmission rates are or are threatening to become very high, with corresponding pressure on the NHS and perhaps the risk of the NHS being overwhelmed. The restrictions at level 4 are closer to a full lockdown. For example, non-essential shops would have to close at level 4. However, even under level 4 restrictions, 6 people from up to 2 households could still meet outdoors. There would be no limit on outdoor exercise for individuals, and we would seek to keep manufacturing and construction businesses open, albeit with safety measures in place. In other words, we do not envisage returning to a situation as severe as the first lockdown imposed back in late March.